Hello, my name is Joshua Mugabe. I welcome you to Sex Determination and Sex-Linked Inheritance. How is the genetic determination of sex established in humans? In diploid genome of human beings, there are 46 chromosomes. 44 of them are autosomes and 2 are sex chromosomes. The individual inherits one of these chromosomes from each parent. In human sex chromosome, they are called the X chromosome and the Y chromosome. Individuals having two X chromosomes, that is 44 plus XX, are female. And individuals that have one X chromosome and one Y chromosome, 44 plus XY, these are male. Individuals with 44 plus YY do not exist, since the chromosome Y is exclusively from paternal lineage. What are the homologous and heterologous portion of the human sex chromosome? Homologous portion is that in which there are genes having allele in both Y and X chromosome. Those are sex chromosomes. The homologous portion are situated more in the central part of the sex chromosomes, near the centromere. Heterologous portion, that whose genes do not have correspondent genes in the other sex chromosome. These genes are located more in the peripheral region of the arm of the Y and X chromosome. Concerning sex chromosomes of the XY system, which type of gametes do male and female individuals respectively produce? The individuals of the male sex is XY. So he forms gametes containing either X chromosome or the Y chromosome in a 1-to-1 proportion. Individuals of the female sex is XX, and thus she forms only gametes containing an X chromosome. Is it possible that an X chromosome of a woman can have come from her father? It is not only possible that an X chromosome of a woman is from her father. It is certain every woman has an X chromosome from her father and the other X chromosome from her mother. In men, however, the X chromosome comes from their mother and the Y chromosome is always from their father. Is it more indicated for a geneticist desiring to map the X chromosome of the mother of a given family? That is, the researcher does not have access to her DNA, only access to the genetic material of the offspring. So, we are saying, is it more indicated for a geneticist desiring to map the X chromosome of the mother of a given family to analyze the chromosomes of her daughters and of her sons? To analyze the X-DNA of a mother, assuming no access to her own material, it is more indicated to study the genetic material of her sons, since all the X chromosomes of the males come from the mother, while the daughters have the X chromosome from the mother and from the father. By researching the material of the sons, it is ensured that the studied X chromosome is from the mother. Do genes of the X and Y chromosomes determine only sex characteristics? Besides sex genes, the sex chromosomes have also autosomal genes, genes that codify several proteins related to non-sexual traits. What are the main diseases caused by error of the number of sex chromosomes in the cells of an individual? Diseases caused by abnormal number of sex chromosomes are called sex aneuploidies. The main sex aneuploids are 44XXX, or what we call trisomy X. Women whose cells have an additional X chromosome. Then we have 44XXY, or what is called Klinefelter syndrome. These are men whose cells have an extra X chromosome. Then there is 44XYY, or double Y syndrome. Men whose cells have an additional Y chromosome. There is 44 plus X, or what we refer to as the Turner syndrome. Women whose cells lack an X chromosome. What is the inactivation of the X chromosome? What is a body? Inactivation of the X chromosome is a phenomenon that occurs in women. Since women have two X chromosomes, only one of them remain active and functional, mixed to the chromatin, while the other remain condensed and inactive. In some women, in some cell lineage, the functional X chromosome is the one from the father, and the other cells lineage, the functional chromosome is the X chromosome from the mother, characterizing a condition known as mosaicism related to the X chromosome. Under the microscope, the inactive X chromosome is seen as a granule, generally in the periphery of the nucleus. This granule is called the body. Beside the XY system, are there other sex determination systems? Some animals have sex determination system different from the XY system. XO system is the sex determination system in many insects. In this system, the female is XX. The males have only one X chromosome, condition represented by XO. In birds, in some fish, and in Lepidoptera, those are butterfly insects, the sex determination is made by ZW system. In this system, females are ZW and males are ZZ. In another system, the haploid-diploid sex determination system, one of the sexes is represented by a fertilized diploid individual, and the individual of the opposite sex is formed by parthenogenesis, being haploid. It occurs in bees and other insects. What is X-linked traits? X-linked traits are phenotypical traits conditioned by genes located on a non-homologous or heterologous portion of the X chromosome. How many alleles of genes that condition X-linked traits do female and male individuals represent, respectively? For each correspondent gene on the X-linked trait, women present always two alleles, since they have two X chromosomes. Men present only one allele of genes related to the X-linked trait, since they have one X chromosome. What is the clinical deficiency presented by hemophilic people? What is the genetic cause of the deficiency? Hemophilia is a disease characterized by impaired blood clotting. An affected person is more prone to internal and external hemorrhages. Patients with hemophilia A have alteration in the gene that codifies the factor VIII of blood clotting, gene located on a non-homologous portion of the X chromosome. Patients with hemophilia B present defects of the gene that codifies for the factor IX of clotting, a gene located on a non-homologous region of the X chromosome. Therefore, both diseases are X-linked diseases. What are all possibilities of genotypes and phenotypes formed in the combination of alleles responsible for the production of factor VIII? Considering the allele XH and X, where XH represents the allele that conditions hemophilia A in women, the possible genotypes are XX, XXH, XHXH. In men, the possible genotypes are XY and XHY. Concerning with the phenotypes, factor VIII is produced in every individual with at least one non-affected X chromosome. So women XX and XXH and men XY are normal. Only women XH and XH and men XHY have a disease. What is it rare to find hemophilic women? There are more hemophilic men than hemophilic women because women need two X chromosomes affected to develop the disease, while men, the disease manifests when a single X chromosome is affected. Is it possible for any son of a couple formed by a hemophilic man, XHY, and a non-hemophilic, non-carrier XX woman be hemophilic? If mothers are not affected by the disease and non-carrier of the gene, they do not have the XH allele. It is impossible for their sons to be hemophilic, since the X chromosome of the male always comes from the mother. Hemophilic sons are only possible when the mother is hemophilic, homozygous for the hemophilic gene, a very rare situation. or carrier of unaffected X chromosome XXH. What is the clinical manifestation of the disease known as Daltonism? The X-linked Daltonism is a disease in which the affected individual sees the red color as green or confounds these two colors. What is the type of genetic inheritance of Daltonism? Is Daltonism more frequent in men or in women? What is the physiological explanation for the Daltonism? Daltonism is a recessive X-linked inheritance, a gene situated in the non-homologous portion of the X chromosome. Daltonism is more frequent in men, since in them only a single X chromosome is needed to be affected for the disease to manifest. In women, it is necessary for both X chromosomes to be affected for the disease to come out. The disease appears due to defect in the gene that codifies the retinal pigment sensitive to red. Are sex-linked diseases associated only to genes on the X chromosome? There are many X-linked diseases like hemophilia A and hemophilia B and adrenoleukodystrophy, but known Y-linked diseases are few and very rare. What are Hollandric genes? Hollandric genes, these are genes situated on the non-homologous region of the Y chromosome. Hollandric genes condition phenotypes that emerge only in men, since individuals of the female sex do not present in their X chromosome genes from the non-homologous portion of the Y chromosome, existent only in men. A widely known Hollandric gene is the one that conditions hypertrichosis pinnae, that is hair in the ears, phenotype inherited from fathers to son through the Y chromosomes. What is sex-influenced dominancy? Sex-influenced dominancy is the phenomenon in which the manifestation of the phenotype of a gene in the heterozygosity depends on the sex of the individual. For example, hereditary baldness is a dominant phenotypic form if the individual is a male, and it is a recessive form if the individual is female. Thank you very much for participating in sex determination and sex-linked inheritance. Please do share, like, and subscribe.